This video was brought to you by Asia The Amazing Outdoors. Located in Woodridge, New York, you can enjoy the amazing outdoors in the Catskills. There's camping, ATV rentals, ATV riding lessons, guided ATV tours, and much more. Give them a follow on Instagram and shoot them a DM for inquiry. Or you can email them at asianewyork@gmail.com. This video was brought to you by Knafsale.com. This website is for knife lovers everywhere. Anyone in the world can buy or sell knives here on a truly customized platform made for people like us, man. When I listed knives, they asked what the blade steel was, and you get choices right there. They ask you what the scales are made out of, and you got choices right there. The point where I knew that this was made by a knife lover, when I had to select what brand the knife was, and all the brands we know and love were on there. Secure payments and safe shipping. You get tracking for literally everything. When you get paid, when something was sold, when the money is on the way, you get insurance as well, dude. There's a rating system, and if you have a good track record, you're actually eligible for giveaways, which they will do in the future. There's a giveaway going on right now. For the first 300 users, you're eligible to win a TRM Shadow, bruh. That's crazy. And lastly, the customer service is done by real people. I know this because I have been working with Knafsale.com daily, and they get back to me really quick. Forget eBay, forget all these other sites. Head on over to Knafsale.com, where EDC folks buy and sell their knives. So I don't try to like talk right away because I don't know, for some reason this service sometimes will just have a blank screen. Like it'll have the background screen, which is like this blue stuff, and like not us for some reason. So I think now it's fine though. Okay. Yo, what is good? It's your boy Ray, and this is the Everyday City Carry. And today I have a special guest. It's my friend Zach Stuff. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. What's happening?
Chilling, man. You know the deal. Just grinding away, bro.
Just grinding. Dude, you're putting in the work, man. Putting in the work.
I have no concept of time anymore, man.
you're like, all I notice is that the daylight changes to dark.
I don't even go outside now. I do.
Oh, really?
I do to go to the post office, you know.
That's good.
But just like making, it's like an all day. I think I got to get better at it. You know what I mean? I got to channel my inner metal complex and stuff. Because he gave me a call. It was very sweet of him. You know, because he didn't have to do this, but he called me and he was like, dude, I just wanted to let you know, like, you're going to fucking make it, bro. Like, I've seen these analytics before, and like, this is what happened to me. And just keep doing what you're doing. And he was like, bro, I only work 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, bro. That's it. I'm like, damn, that's the life right there. But yeah, it's like, I feel like I get stuck sometimes. I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, but I'm like, oh, I should do this. I should do that. I should do this. So unless there's impending doom, like, for example, this podcast is scheduled at 4 p.m. I was like at 2 when I was able to sit down, I just cranked out like 8 videos.
Oh, wow.
You know? Yeah. So I feel like when you have ADHD, and I think people that have this weird thing, can understand this, is like you can only see and plan for the future when it's directly in front of you, when it's almost there. If it's like 10 hours away, you feel like you have time. It's like really odd.
you're like, I got all week.
Exactly,
like
bro.
8 hours away.
But how are you doing, man? How are you doing lately?
Good,
I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been super busy with like my other real job. Not that this isn't a job, but
yeah,
you know, I started this as a hobby, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I'm behind. You know, I got new Benchmade sitting here I haven't done a video on, and I'm just like, oh man. And then today, you know, I took a little time for myself, and I was working out with my trainer.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta get going, man. He's like, why? I go, man, I got my guy Ray doing a podcast with him, and he's like, oh yeah. And I go, bro, talk about a transformation over the last year. I'm like, bro, I gotta find a picture for you. So I was like looking it up on your Instagram and stuff. And we're like, I gotta find a picture. But yeah, man, doing good. Just trying to take care of myself. You know, take some time. to really kind of refocus. You
Yep.
know, we got Blade Show West coming up,
Oh yeah.
and for me, it's like, you know, every time I go to a show, and the last few times I've been to Blade Show West, it's like I always have this big like idea. You know, I map out everywhere I'm gonna go. You know, oh, I'm gonna go see everybody over at TRM, and then I'm gonna go hit here, and I do that, but I spend time talking to the people, and then I meet so many other people in the community, and all of a sudden the day's over, and I'm like, I don't even know if I took a picture, let alone a video today, you know? So I'm just like, I'm just looking forward to it. I have a loose schedule. I don't want to hold myself to a big schedule because that doesn't work out. And really just have fun. You know, looking forward to meeting new people and seeing some old friends again. And it's
Yeah.
stuff that our community looks forward to. Kind of like Blade Show on the East Coast.
I gotta get
Um,
to the Atlanta one, man. I
Me
have to.
too. I
I'm
missed
like,
out this
man,
last year.
I have to go. Like I'm like, man, I gotta put in tell Kelly to put in the hours like to be off. She's got to put it in months in advance because she's in the medical
Oh,
field now.
oh
So you
yeah.
can't just take off, you know what I mean? It's got to be months in advance. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a crazy week. It's a weekend, right? It's really how many days is it?
Yeah, they usually do like like Blade Show West is like Friday, Saturday, and it's in
Yeah,
Salt Lake City. So
that's not
this
too
year.
bad then. Just take off
No,
Friday.
it's not too bad,
Yeah.
like I mean, even, it's only a couple states away from me, so even just like a long weekend, if you
Mhm.
want to do it. You don't have to spend like a whole week or something like that. So,
Do you stay at like the hotel right there?
I'll be really, really close. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't think this one, the Salt Lake, they're hosting it at the convention center
Okay.
or something like that, and so they don't have like hotels on site, but they're like
Hmm.
across the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Ha-
like literally you just like walk across the street and you're at the convention center. So
Have you gone
it's
to the
pretty good.
Atlanta one?
No, that's why
Ah,
I so want to go because
that's the big one,
I've been
right?
to right, and they
Yeah.
have the pit, and of
Hmm.
course you hear all the stories about the
About
pit.
the pit, bro.
Um,
We got to get to the
but to
pit.
me, yeah, that's the thing about the pit. Like, it's the people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
you see stuff on Instagram and you see other, content creators' videos, and people are sharing all these awesome things they picked up. But what you really hear about is the stories from the pit.
Yeah.
And that's where people just get it, because it's like on site at the show, a
I
huge
plan to
area for
do
people
like,
to just, eat and drink and, talk and
yeah,
BS. And I'm
that'd
down.
be awesome, dude. Like to just get to
Hmm.
hang out with everyone we've been talking to for years. Isn't that
Right.
insane? You know what I
I
mean?
know, right? Yeah.
It's so crazy. We just talk to each other and for like years now. I mean, what, like 6 years? It's going like it's about 5 or getting to 6 for me, I think, since I've been on
Oh,
YouTube.
nice,
So,
nice.
you
Okay,
know what I mean?
okay.
I have our good buddy here, by the way.
Oh,
Hello
yeah?
out there. Hello out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Dude,
JT,
JT.
man.
Miss him, yo. I miss him, man. I miss watching him talk about stuff, man.
Right. I hope that, like, because I know it's a family thing and it's a
Mhm.
time, it's a time thing with him being able to run the channel. And he didn't close the channel down. And I'm so happy of
No.
that because there's going to be that time. And I'm hoping it's coming sooner than later.
Yeah.
But, he's got a few things, and he's talked about, even on Instagram, and he's talked about, like, I may just come back and just do a video, and just throw it out there like, hey, here's this, because he gets those topics. You've seen his Instagram stuff, like in
Yes.
his stories and stuff.
Yep.
He gets
I
on a
still
little
watch it.
tangent. Yeah, he gets
Mhm.
on a little tangent, and he's like, he's so close. You're like, bro, you're so close to just going, turn that
I'm,
video
I'm
on.
You know who else came back for a little bit too? Fun with Knives, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So his last
Oh,
post was 3 weeks ago, but I remember he came back, right? He liked one of my like Instagram posts or something, or like commented, or I don't know what he did, but
mm-hmm.
I went to his YouTube and I saw he was posting, and I was like, bro, you're back. And he was like, yeah, man, I was just
Nice.
busy. He was one of the guys like we started out with, kind of, that was like
That's
that
cool,
class.
man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
and
disappeared.
you think about everything that's transpired, and it's like it's pretty amazing how
Hmm.
awesome the community is, and
Oh
then
yeah.
also the like behind the scenes collaboration that a lot of people don't get to see.
Hmm.
And not a lot of people talk about it, but just like what you were talking about, Metal Complex reached out and was like, "Hey, blah blah." I remember
Yeah.
this is like been a couple years ago, but I was trying to accomplish a goal, fitness wise, right?
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Okay, here's my plan." And by the way, I haven't really like kicked off the full plan that he laid out with me, but
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. So it's
Oh,
been a
he
couple years,
did?
but he literally took time and like went over a whole bunch of stuff with me and went over a whole bunch of fitness things and really broke down some stuff, and it was all off of just me saying, "Oh yeah, here's some goals of mine." And he was
Wow.
so it's just it's kind of cool because people just take the time to go, "Oh hey, you got a goal like that? Hey, here's some cool things, here's some
That's
things to work on,
amazing.
here's some suggestions." Just like you, I'm sure I
Yeah.
could pick your brain for hours just on
Dude,
like, okay, you know
I could talk
you go,
about it for hours, bro. Like
dude,
people,
you look like a superhero now.
I'm trying so hard. I'm a little bit chubby in the belly because I'm bulking, and like I'm trying
Right.
to figure out like a good balance, But I look
Hmm.
great. I feel great, especially like at my age. And yeah, people seem to think that if you're into fitness, like you don't eat good food. Like I just had a burrito, bro. What you mean? Like, you
Right,
know,
right.
I had a
Well, I
burrito
see.
with yeah.
Yeah, being
So
part of your guys' Patreon and stuff. Like,
yeah.
we hear what you guys talk about. We hear what you guys do,
Yeah,
and
the
then
food.
watching your Instagram, like, it's not like you're just like got a big bowl of lettuce and all this other stuff or raw. Not raw, but plain chicken, roasted
Yeah.
chicken or something. It's like no, like, dude, you're going out, on the weekends and
Oh
having a
yeah.
good time.
Yes.
So
You know.
that's important. That's
And it's
important.
never too late, guys. If you're watching this
No.
or you're listening to it, it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. Like, it's always good to have that on hand. You know what I'm saying? With all this weird sicknesses going around, you're like more likely to be able to overcome it if you're like in a good, if you're in good shape. And yeah, I feel fucking great, man. I'm glad I did it.
That's good.
Uh, but
Well, it's like me, man. I need to lose some weight. I need to get in better shape. And so it was just, here a few months ago, I'm like, all right, I just need to do it.
dude,
And
you
luckily
started though.
yeah, exactly.
That's the
And I have
step.
a buddy, who has a gym. And so I reached
Hmm.
out and I'm like, hey, I need like every couple weeks, just some motivation. So I want to be
Yeah.
able to set up a time, come in. And it's not a hard like circuit training or anything, but it's just him
Yeah.
going, okay, where are we at today? All right,
Hmm.
let's work on this stuff. You're super familiar with that. So it's like
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, what's hurting? What's feeling good? What are you trying to accomplish? Okay, let's work on these things. And then I'm good for a couple more weeks working on my own stuff, and then I'll come back. Okay, where are we at
Hmm.
now? Let's move it forward.
That's
So
exactly how you should do it, man. I
yeah.
was so weak before. Like I could do 3 push-ups max, dude, and I would have to take a rest, and then
Mm-hmm.
just keep on doing those push-ups. Just keep on doing like everything and then just learning and taking little things from people, about what they're doing, trying this, trying that. And then I'm like, look, if you play video games and you're a nerd, like fitness is like character creation screen for your own body. Like in real
Right.
life,
It's so
like okay,
wild.
yeah, it's insane because if you stick to it, like okay, I'm gonna try this month and see what my arms look like in a month. It freaking works. Like it
Mm-hmm.
changes. So
Yeah.
it's really awesome. Let's get into some knife talk though. I see some
Let's do it.
knives
Let's do it.
on the table right now. I know the
Well,
top one is detagged out, right?
right, 100%. Yep.
Yeah. I
Got
have
that
that
beautiful
one
tagged
coming
out.
in.
Oh, you do? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Looks
the cool thing about this, it's kind of, your, let's see, where's a Crooked River? Here's a mini Crooked River,
yeah.
right? So you got that
Ooh.
blade shape of the mini Crooked River, but at the same time, it's kind of that like upgraded bug out size.
Ah.
So it's going to have that thinness like a bug out, a little bit bigger handle than a bug out, and then of course that beautiful blade. And I'll tell you what, buddy, when you get this in, it's got a 17-degree angle select edge.
Ooh,
So it's a
nice.
specialized machine that Benchmade has. They put a crazy little angle on it, and it's just super slicey.
Yes.
So you definitely got
Yes.
to check that out. But you said you got one coming?
It's coming in on Wednesday. Shout out to Blade Ops. They let me
Oh
check
yeah,
out a
Blade
bunch of
Ops.
stuff. Dude, it's crazy, but I got this crazy tip from Jared, and he was like, bro, you need to go on shareasale.com and just like become an affiliate. And then when they approve you, you can literally just go to merchants, and then it has like Blade HQ, like GP Knife Center, and you could just become an affiliate without even talking to them. Like you just go through
Nice.
ShareASale. And I mean, with Blade Ops is a little different. They I think Everyday Minimalists hooked me up with them, but they have a pretty cool thing with me where I get to select what I want to see, and then they just send me a bunch of stuff, and I check it out. So
See, I really like that, because my biggest thing that I always tell people, and I know you're the same way, is
mhm.
you got to get it in hand.
Oh yeah,
You
oh
know,
yeah,
so literally, like, you find people such as yourself, people are subscribing to your channel because they're like, hey, Ray told me about this. I went out, I picked it up, it fits perfect.
nice.
So when you get this one and people
Mhm.
are like, oh yeah, what do you think? And you're like, well, you can spidey flick it, all this, but it doesn't have a thumb stud. So some people are a little turned off, but at the same time, you're like, this is pretty rad. People are going to do that. So getting it in your physical hand, that's what I love about the blade shows and all that stuff. So that's cool
Yeah,
that you're getting some more
stuff.
access to some of the knives, because you're able to literally give that firsthand opinion and just say, you know what, I got this in hand, it's a little too big for me. you know
Explain the um, explain the readout to me. Like why I should love this. Like I want, because look, there are things I like about it.
Right.
Like one of my favorite things, of course, is like that coat on the blade is like so sick, bro. It looks so beautiful, right?
Right.
And
So
the
that's
action on this, like when it snaps in, like
mm-hmm.
it's so nice. Even like right out the box, the action on this was really fun. It's like really loose, like the way I like access locks to be, crossbar locks.
Right. So that's one of the, seriously, like you mentioned it, that's seriously one of the knives right out of the box that's had the best action from Benchmade so far,
Yes.
probably in the last couple years. And
Yep.
I almost think it's like a sidestep from the Griptilian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we have the Griptilians we love.
Yep.
I mean, this is the sheep's foot blade, but it's almost a sidestep because it's like the upgraded. Here's a good Griptilian. So I dyed these scales black, but
Wow.
this is like one of my old school Griptilians, just used it forever. But it's one of those, like, you can see it's got similar texture, but it's just got that little bit bigger blade, the Redoubt does,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got that different coating. So when you start comparing it, it's like handles slightly different, but to me, it's almost like a sidestep, a few improvements to it. Now, I will say this: there is a little feature,
There
the
is.
the green on the back. So where the green is,
Yeah.
if you take those screws out, that piece comes off.
It does? What's
Yeah,
under it?
nothing. But I mean, it's, to me though, it's something like, it's upgradable.
Yeah, like you could put somebody's gonna make
So,
something for it.
like, aftermarket wise, maybe somebody
Yes.
comes out with a smooth version, or maybe it's smooth on one side, or maybe it's micarta. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to mold it micarta wise, but
Yeah.
maybe it's carbon fiber. You never know. Or maybe they make a thing where it's two separate pieces. But I mean,
I,
the options are kind of open, and
mhm.
I don't know if that was designed that way, but when you start to tear it down, that comes off like that.
I I was kind of like, when at first glance, I was like, man, they're doing too much on this handle, bro. Like it's like hurts kind of. Um, that's really all I have to say about it. But in terms of like the blade just is like so attractive that I'm like, okay, I like it. The action is so good.
Right.
People are always
It's
gonna
to me,
complain about the price, man. That's what people complain about to
well,
me the
the
most.
the hardest part is, it's a grivery,
Yes. Yeah.
and so when you get into that price range, people really start looking at materials.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I mean, we all know how prices have been. I mean, I don't know about gas prices for you guys, but they just jumped
It's
like almost $1 in the last week here
yeah.
on the West Coast, and I'm like, what is going on? So I get it. Prices overall are crazy, but you also have some other USA manufacturers that are doing things a little bit higher up, a little bit different products, They're putting G10 on, a little bit better blade steel, and they're coming in that same price range. So, people got options. Options.
That other knife you have down there underneath the tagged out. Yes. Those scales are aftermarket, or it comes like that? That's a 940?
So it's a 940 Osborne from Benchmade. It is factory.
Wow.
So it used to be called diamond wood, but that company is no longer. So it's kind of a stabilized wood.
Huh.
And then carbon fiber mix. And this is like
sick.
I think it's Cabela's exclusive.
What?
And it's been an exclusive with them for like, I don't know, 5-6 years at least.
Damn.
And so they still stock it. D2 on this one is the blade steel. So, some areas you may have to watch the rust, but I mean, if you're carrying a 940 like this, come on.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, how much is that?
Oh, man, I knew you were going to ask me that.
I'm going to look right now. I'm going to Google it right now. Don't worry.
So it should be Cabela's.
Yeah, so Cabela's 940.
940. And I want to say it's like, I'd probably get the number wrong, but it's like 940-1501 maybe, or 1601.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I see it right here, dude. It is $250. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's literally for that like collector.
Oh yeah.
For the most
and you
part,
love the 940, so.
I'm a 940 fan from 22 years ago, whenever they came out with it. I mean, I think I told the story before, and I know I've told it on my channel, but I supported a local like charity raffle and ended up winning one. And it just, I've had one ever since. I carried it in my pocket every day for just years. So
you know what's crazy? I actually don't have a 940, I think.
What?
I think the only Benchmades I have right now, because I really thinned out my collection because, when I first quit my job to do this, there was no income whatsoever. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me sell off like literally everything I can that I think is going to fetch some money. So I sold like the Nakamura. I sold like a North Fork. I sold
not the Nakamura.
So right now, I think I have a mini Griptilian Cabela's edition. It's like the all black one with the D2, and I have a Grizzly Ridge still, like the exclusive one.
Not the blue and black.
Yes, I have that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I do like them quite a bit, but I've had handled 940s and 945s before, but I don't have one actually. Yeah.
Well,
weird as a knife person to not have that.
We'll have to talk off camera.
Yeah. I love the Grizzly Ridge.
This is a solid one, man. I'm so happy you kept that one.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of that one. I really, really like it. It's Yeah.
Because they originally came out with the gray and orange.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man, gray and orange, like, I mean, I'm all about orange and stuff, I mean, I got a mini Crooked River and orange and black. Oh
my god, that's sick, dude.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of a fan of the blue.
Yes. So
as soon as that posted, I think it was like KnifeWorks or something, I was like, on the computer, like, where's that? Oh, where is it? And then I'm like, the next, I'm moving my mouse. I'm like, oh, I need to check my bank account. Hold on. And then I'm like, I can move some money from savings over,
That's, that's how it always is. Now, what's worse now is like, oh man, let me use Affirm or Sezzle.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I almost did it.
Bro, it's really bad for us because you get the knife right away, dude.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, so it's not like let's say you get a knife, it's like $280 or something, right? And you're like, I don't want to put out the $280 right now. They split it into 4 payments, and you get the knife right away.
I'm glad I haven't used it then.
Dude, it's so freaking bad. And everyone is like, it's like killing me because all of a sudden, like, middle of the week, I think I have a certain amount of money, and then like $70 gets taken out. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
The knife I picked up is like on the way.
Ooh, the Malibu, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is one of my favorites from ProTech. And when they did the textured handles, it just literally took this knife to the next level. So
wow. I still love that knife, man. Now that people can get it, Like, I don't know, like some people say like not everyone can get it. It's not as awesome. And I'm like, it's freaking one of the best knives I've ever like held. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm not a huge flipper fan, right?
Yeah.
Because the flipper's not huge,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the button lock,
Yeah.
man, that's where it's at. I mean,
Oh,
if it
it's
was
so smooth.
to me, if this was flipper and like a frame lock or liner lock, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't like it as much.
I love that button lock on that. I've been
Yeah.
getting to try a lot of Protex and Microtex recently
I
because of
saw
Blade
that.
Ops.
Yeah.
Blade Ops, you know, I just get, I mean, they have a lot of autos, man. So I'm like, fuck, you know, even though I can't carry it, I just make content on it. And I got to say, like,
nothing
Protex
to
are
see
awesome.
here.
Protex are awesome, dude.
Oh, Protex are
so
solid.
good.
You know, what's been your favorite one so far? Because I saw a few of you, because you do those. I mean, I see all your content. I hope you see. I try to react to as much of it as I can.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
I think the most ones are. Gosh, what was the most recent one? Did you? It was the Godson,
Godfather.
wasn't it?
I had the Godson
Godfather.
coming in Wednesday, so I had the Godfather, the
Okay.
big blue one.
Right.
And I was like, damn, this thing is badass, dude.
Yeah.
I also had
you'll
the
really. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I also had the that special one, the Terzula.
Oh yeah.
It's
the ATCF.
Yes, there you go, dude.
Yeah.
I was so careful with it. It's $500, so I was just like, I always put it back in the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's so nice. The ivory micarta or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
dude, just, you know, I mean, I love that knife, especially for making content, because I get flamed. Like, the more expensive a knife is, the more flamed I get in the comments, usually, like in TikTok or random YouTube people. But like, it makes the engagement go crazy, so my video gets pushed up more. And that was one of the ones, like, I will never pay $500 for this. And then a real knife enthusiast will be like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, they're arguing with each other.
Yeah.
But that knife, man, wow, that's a really, really nice one. The ATCF, it's so good.
So one of the cool things is, Blade Show West last year was down in Long Beach, and Protex down kind of in that area. And I had set up a time to go through, and so got a tour of their factory. Dave, you know, his whole crew is awesome. And one of the things for me is the details when they're doing the milling on these scales and stuff.
Yeah.
And they started doing that bronze aluminum. Or whatever, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I'm like, that stuff is gorgeous. And then you see some of their, like, you go to the shows, and of course Dave brings like the elite masterpieces. He's got like one or two of them in there that are all like hand engraved scales and all of that, and it's like, oh my,
With the
and I'm
mother
like,
of pearl, right?
Oh yeah, and I don't even want to touch it. I'm just like, because it's like a $5,000-$6,000 knife, and I'm like, I would never be able to buy that. I mean, I could if I sold everything in my collection, but it's like I wouldn't want to carry it either. Like maybe if I I don't know, won the lottery or something or whatever, and it's like I had one opportunity. It's like, you won, $10 million. Like, sweet, I will buy a $5,000 knife and carry it. But just to be able to have access to check it out is pretty darn cool.
I'd be scared, bro.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary, but it's like when the owner of the company goes, hey, here's a $3,000 Malibu that's all hand carved and engraved, and you're like, oh, cool, let me check it out, and you're like looking at it, and you're like, you keep it like 1-2 inches over the table, because you don't want to drop it or anything. Like, all right.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to Google like Protex. What is it called? The elite class, right? What is it called?
Yeah, they just do some customs on those too. It's kind of random, because I think they sent one of the.
I just Googled Protex mother of pearl and like.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! These things are so expensive.
I know, like Arizona Custom Knives will have some.
$2,000.
Right.
For a here, I'll just share it, man. This is crazy. This is a Protex Sprint.
Yeah, see? Dude, and that's got the that's not
wow.
is it abalone, but it's got black mother of pearl inlay.
Yeah, I mean, this is just,
But
dude.
see the all the area that's around the button and all
Yeah,
that's all hand carved,
yeah.
hand engraved.
Oh my God, I'm zooming in right now. It's
Yeah, dude, I
crazy.
see it. Okay, yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Whoa.
So seeing it in person
Oh
is
my
even so much better. So I encourage people, man, if you got a show, like I know Blade Show's trying to expand, they got
Oof.
Atlanta, they got Texas, they got
Dude,
West,
if they did Blade Show in New York City, I'm in there, baby.
I know.
I'm
Don't they
in
do a
there.
custom though?
I
Don't they do
don't
a custom show up there?
They do in Jersey, actually. It's not in New York
Oh,
anymore.
okay,
So I
okay.
don't know
Oh,
what's going on. I don't know why they can't just do it at Jacob Javits Center. Because that's where Comic Con is. That's where all the
okay.
conventions are. Maybe because of the knife thing, New York City's like, nah,
The rules. They're like,
nah.
you can't even bring an auto into the state,
It's
We'll
like,
stop you at the border,
oh yeah, that's true.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of Pro Techs are that way, I mean, these button locks, I mean, you guys can carry this, right? Or is it
yes.
too long in
As
blade?
long as it's not, you know what? It's weird because I've been carrying bigger knives lately, but I keep them under 4-inch blade length though. That is like
Okay.
the general rule. And like technically, if I had a hunting and fishing license, I'm like even more like entitled to carry this thing. So maybe I should get that. Like maybe I should get that done. But yeah, the
Do
general
you have
rule.
to carry like a small fishing pole with you,
I
or do
don't
they
know.
care?
Like I have a tackle box at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they say that you can carry on anything under 4-inch blade length, and as long as
Okay.
it's not spring activated. So even like
Okay.
Kershaw,
Perfect.
like the
Yeah.
what is that called again? The
They're
speed safe, right? Is that what it's called?
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that stuff.
so they're assist. You could do assist
Anything.
then.
No assisted, like no spring activated stuff. No, and it's
Okay.
weird. It's like there's like a no bally song, no stiletto, like the weird old school rules. But then I can have like, I don't know, like
The
anything
Bally
like
song
this, you know?
takes like 3 times longer to open
I know, dude.
and like 10 times the hand movement than just this.
Yeah, and I
You
can
know?
carry like a fixed blade, no problem. Like this is easier to do some damage right away. I mean, I love the Bradford
Yeah.
Guardian, but you know what I'm saying?
They
Like
make yeah.
it's easier to do that, but anything that's like assisted is not like, oh, even the Bali song is just a silly idea that like you're
That's
gonna
so wild. So have you been able to, because you guys can't do OTS, right?
I
Carrying?
don't carry them. Oh, the
Okay.
shootout.
Yeah.
I have that coming in too on Wednesday, bro.
Oh, bro.
Dude, I
Hey,
want to
let
talk
me.
about that because you sent that to
Okay.
Flossie Carter. That's on the docket today.
Bro, oh my gosh.
Bro.
Flossie's the man. I mean, you and I both know, and
Yeah.
there's several of us. I mean, Justin, OC for EDC, as soon as he found out I was talking with Flossie, he's like, bro, you watch Flossie too? I'm like, yeah, I've watched Flossie from back in the day. Used to
Before
do
I started
the
Knife YouTube.
right, yeah,
All the
the
tech
Sunday
reviews.
streams.
Like everyone is like, oh, I watch whatever, Unbox Therapy or Marquez Brownlee
Yeah.
or something. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I watch Flossie, bro. For
Yep.
my, my smartphone needs. If I want the real deal, like opinion of like opinions that matter to me, always Flossie, any tech thing.
I love how, do you remember back in the day he was getting so much crap from people because they're like, bro, Apple sent you that. Bro, Samsung sent you that. That's why you're talking to, and he's literally just like, boom, here's my receipts, bitches. He's like, I paid for all my own stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then people are just like crickets,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, so
how did you start talking to him?
So obviously over the years,
Mm-hmm.
he's seen my comments,
Yeah.
my name's, it shows up as Zach stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're like, what is Zach stuff, So I'm sure he probably clicked on it one time and was like, oh, bro, this guy's some knife stuff,
Oh shit,
But
that is so
we
sick.
started talking, and then on his videos, I always try to leave a comment. Anytime I watch his videos, I try to leave a comment, just talking about the product, talking about something funny in the video, similar to yours too. Like, you'll post your Patreon videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good hour long or so,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to leave comments as I go through the video.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to leave this like big huge paragraph, But there's some funny stuff in your videos, and I'm
Thanks,
like,
man.
I gotta leave comments on that, and I know it's probably annoying a little bit because
No,
was
it's
like,
not annoying at
man,
all. Actually, like the
okay. He's
Patreon
like,
people.
Zach just left me 4 messages on the same video. You know,
we feel so close to the Patreon people. Like
that's cool.
just so close,
cool.
bro. Like we spill all the beans on the Patreon. Like you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And so with Flossie, I just literally he had started, you know, because he's had some like gas station knives over the years and everything else. And so finally I was like, I'm gonna start making some comments about his unboxing knives, right?
Yeah.
And probably the, you know, 3rd or 4th time I posted something on it, he basically posted back and was like, bro, well, let's talk then, you know, or whatever. And I'm like, cool.
Yes.
And so we started messaging each other, and all of a sudden we're chatting back and forth. And I was like, bro, send me your address. I got you. I'm going to send you a couple knives. And so I sent him from my personal collection, I sent him a shootout because I'm like, bro, he's going to love the shootout. But then I also sent him that Protect Godson with carbon fiber and brass aluminum bolsters and stuff. And that's a higher end one. But I was like, I think the shootout's going to be his game because the Protect's a little heavier, especially with that brass aluminum. But what came afterwards is Justin, OCD for EDC, he made the glass breaker delete.
Yeah.
So literally the butt end of this
is
totally smooth now.
Wow.
So I've kept this coyote kind of FDE colored piece in there because he makes one that blends in. That's the black carbon. Yeah. And it matches perfectly. But I kept this so people can truly see like there's nothing there.
Yeah. I like that.
And it makes it so nice because a lot of people are like, man, it's super lightweight, you know, it's like 2.5 ounces, but they're like, this pokes me all the time, you know? And so when you get it, know that there's an option for that.
Yeah.
And it's like $15, you know,
That's
and it's
sick.
he even, you know, I mean, granted, you know, disclaimer alert, you know, if you take apart your Benchmade knife, it will void your lifetime warranty, but it's super easy to do. Justin even put a video out on how to do it. And he offered people, if they send it in, he'll put it in and install it and send it back to you.
Wow, that's amazing,
so if you get,
bro.
So if you get those people that like, I know when I first started, if something like that came out, I'd be like, bro, it's worth the, you know, $30 to send it to them and have them put that on there and send it back.
Definitely. I bet when Flossie like first messaged you and you received that first DM, you're probably like,
oh yeah, oh, totally, dude. He messaged me back. I mean, think about it. You know, I mean, you got somebody with almost 2 million subscribers, and somebody that you watched for, you know, I don't know, what, 7, 8, 9 years, something like that, whatever. And you're like, bro, Flossie literally like, because he'll message people back and he'll like your comment. Sometimes he just likes comments, you know, and just like all of us, you know, you get hundreds of comments. It's like, okay, well, what am I gonna do for the next 4 hours? I'm just gonna respond to comments, you know,
or try to respond.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to do, you know. So when he actually responded, and then he basically kind of called it out, like, okay, well, cool, then, you know, show me the way. Let's talk, you know. And I'm like, that's awesome. I got you. So then when we started chatting like offline, it was like, okay, cool, man, I got you taken care of. And then he sent me something cool back in return, and that video should post up this weekend. But
I was looking for it. I was looking for it.
I'll send it to you. I got I actually recorded one for my members here like 2 weeks ago, so I'll send you that link.
Cool.
So you can watch that one. But yeah, it's a sweet set of headphones, total Flossie style, you know. He sent them to me, and just, you know, a awesome kind of trade. Yeah, I guess you could say, you know. I sent him some sweet knives. He sent me some sweet headphones.
Dude, he has good tech. He has good tech, bro.
Oh, I've actually purchased, I don't even want to say how many, but many items over the last, you know, let's say 7 years.
Yeah.
From watching his videos and his recommendations. Because,
dude, you know what's crazy? He was like, you know, and we're talking about like stuff we bought because of Flossie Carter. Yeah. I watched the video and he was like, yo, these earbuds right now, these in-ear earbuds are only like, I think they were like $19. They're normally $50.
Right.
I got it from him. I bought that. I use it
Yeah.
today. I used it literally this morning.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He doesn't just do the high end.
Yeah.
He's kind of like yourself. You cover every aspect. High
Yeah.
end, beginning, intro level stuff to mid-range to, more detailed stuff. I mean, he covers all that. And all of a sudden you find something like that. I was just watching one of his videos, was it 2 nights ago? I think it was 2 nights ago. I was packing up a whole bunch of stuff. I had to ship out like 10 packages, so I'm just in my packaging, thing like we all
Yep.
get. And all of a
Yep.
sudden I'm like, he was showing off some stuff and he goes, but you can find it on Amazon right now. But if you do it this, it was I think some Spigen products. It was like he was showing off all the new Spigen cases for the iPhone 14 and
Yeah,
Pros and all that. But he also showed like their little battery pack that Spigen makes that, magnets onto those iPhones. And he goes,
Yeah.
but if you do it right now, and he was literally showing the link, he's like, but they got a $20 off coupon too. And so he's like, it makes it like $35 or $30, something like that. And I was like, damn, man, he's still just kicking it,
Yes.
And it's not from him. It's just he's finding that stuff while he's doing his, review of all the products. And he's like, oh yeah, but this one actually has a coupon right now. And
It's
so I was
crazy.
like, sure. So I actually pull up Amazon. Sure enough, dude, it's right there. Click
$20
this, get
coupon.
your $20 coupon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I love people like that.
Yeah. What's crazy is like he's a New York City native. I've been here since '87, and like I would try so hard not to just flip out if I like saw him, bro. Because there's a really good freaking chance that I'll see the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've never seen him. If I do, I'm gonna be like, just calm down. Be like, hey, how's it going, Floss? Just like give him a little dap, bro. Give him the New York City, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got your special handshake and
Yeah.
stuff. I get it.
Yo, what up, Floss? You know what I'm saying?
So here's the funny part about that. So I've ran into a few people in the last year.
Yeah.
And it's like they're regular people.
Oh yeah.
Even though they have big channels and other stuff, they're regular people. But to me, it's like if I met Christina Aguilera or something. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you get that feeling. And it's like I would feel the same way like with Floss, I'm like, oh, but also on the outside, you just want to be like super chill, you'd be like, what's up, bro?
Oh yeah,
good to see you, good to meet you,
Inside you're like genie in the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want to come up to somebody like Floss and be like, pull your knife out and be like, get to poking, like all the stuff he does, But it's one of those things where you just want to be super chill, and be like, hey man, what's good,
What other knives have been in your rotation like lately?
So I've been trying to like spread it around, you
Yeah.
know. I always try to carry something that's, especially at work, I try to carry a more heavy duty use knife. So I will carry, that's why I was showing this mini Adamas, because it's been one of my favorites for work.
I love that. You know what, bro? I think the Adamas and the mini Adamas is like my favorite Benchmade of all time, bro. I don't know why that is. It's just something about the fit and finish on those things. They're so good. They're just like, I held the Adamas, I had the black one, and then the mini Adamas, I had the green one with the coyote like blade or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'm in love, bro. I'm in love. Every time I hold it, I'm like, this is my favorite one. I'm like, I found it.
To me, exactly. As a knife person, and a knife collector and knife user, that to me was one of the things, like when I met Shane, right?
Yeah.
He's the designer of that knife. Yep. He lives like 10 minutes away from me, And so the first time I was introduced to him and got to meet him, I was kind of that same way. I'm like, bro, I've been carrying your knives for years, And he's like, he's super humble guy, super chill. And, but to me, I'm like, I try to mix it up too, because as doing reviews and other things like that, people send stuff in. I also have to like kind of be respectful of, I'm having to start keeping a calendar because, because I have a few like prototypes that got sent in. Some companies sent some other stuff in over the last couple months, and they're like, hey, we want to send this to you. It's something that's coming up. It's a really cool knife of ours. And I'm like, sweet. And then I do my, my weekly live stream on Sundays, noon Pacific. Little plug, thank you. And but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I want to open this up and do an unboxing, kind of show the people that are showing up for the stream, hey, here's something that got sent in. But then I've opened a couple up and like looked at the paperwork right before I put it on camera, live. And I'm like, and they're literally like, hey, we'd appreciate it if you wouldn't show it till this date. And I'm like, damn, and a couple I've like shown already. And I look at the paperwork afterwards and I'm like, oh crap. So I have to talk to them. Hey, and they're like, oh, that's okay. That's okay. So I've been trying to like talk to them ahead of time. Hey, do you have a schedule for this one? Or is it cool? Like the minute it comes in, I put it on a live stream. Like, hey, this came in this week. They're going to be launching it here in the next month. We're going to be doing a little more in-depth review of it in a month. And then I have to really clarify with them, like, do you want this back? Can I buy it? Is it, something that you would want me to give away? Because sometimes, as you know, some companies have different rules, regulations on what they want. Because, if I got like this, if ProTech had sent this, they didn't. But if they had sent this to me, I don't know if I would ever let it leave my house. I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to have to give you like 2 credit cards, whatever. I don't know, just to keep it. But I also want to be respectful, and so I'll carry stuff, but I also try to carry something else that I can use because I try to post up like an Instagram photo every couple days, and I'll find myself like, at work or on a day off, like today, I took today off, and I'm like, okay, what do I carry today? Well, I really want to carry this knife, but I can't show it. You know what I mean? Because they have some restrictions, but I want to carry it and use it so I can talk about it when I do my review. And so I really try to just spread it around. And then, of course, we have all the people that are in the community that are creating things. We got so many different people that are creating their own knives. And so it's like when those come in, I want to carry those right away too, and I've been blessed by a few of the people. They've sent stuff like, hey, these are my prototypes. Do you want to check it out? But that's on kind of a tight timeline too. And I really don't want to mess up a prototype. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. And they've always been gracious. They're always like, use it, do whatever with it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be that guy that pulls it out to use it at work and drops it on the concrete or something.
I've done that so many times with Apex pass around knives. I felt so bad. I don't do it anymore because I'm like enclosed in this space. I feel so bad every time, man. Who's killing it? Like our boy, like Lefty, bro. He has like the stout.
You got the stout.
Yeah, the growler is coming out. Like, man,
I'm so bummed I missed out on that one.
Which, the stout?
Yeah.
It's not mine. It's my friend's, and he's like, bro, sell it on Knafsale, which is like that new. You ever heard of Knafsale before?
So funny thing.
Yeah.
They actually have been doing great.
Yeah.
I kind of checked out the website ahead of time. They reached out to me. They're like, hey, would you look at the backside? Just give us some feedback, and then I'm actually kind of covering it on a live stream coming up.
Oh,
so we're gonna do kind of like a live search, and we may even buy something. I got my account set up.
Dude, they have great stuff on there, like great stuff, and like the platform itself. This is not just because they sponsor the show. Like I actually use it a lot. I've sold maybe 7 knives on there. And just the easiest process like ever.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't get this weird, like, I don't feel like I'm selling it to a robot. You know what I mean? Like with eBay, it kind of feels odd. Even, with Facebook Marketplace or something like that, you'll have people want to pick it up or, those kind of things. With this, it's like so seamless. Like
and I like the idea that it's like some registered users too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like random, like, oh, this person has 1 feedback on a, auction website. And it's like, they're selling something. And then you're like, is that a legit, all of a sudden, like this has been something that's been faked
cloned so many times. Bro.
Yeah. And it's like, so I would just hate for people, because there's been a couple people, one that sent me something, and they're like, hey, we want you to destroy this in a video, but they got burned. And I feel so bad. So I like the work I'm trying to think
the guy's name.
Anyways, yeah. I was.
You know what's
remember his
funny?
name.
I
can't
talk to the
remember,
guy
but
every day, and I forgot his name. Yeah.
But anyways, he's been super cool working with me.
He's really cool though.
And I just said, hey, because they wanted to do some sponsor stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to stay away from sponsor stuff right now. And like I would love to have affiliate links and everything else, but I haven't, I guess, taken that corner, because I'm in talks with a couple companies, and Blade Ops is one of them, being really cool about stuff. But because they're all about, everybody's about affiliate links, and what I told him is like, I would love the ability to have a discount code for my viewers.
Yeah.
It goes straight to them. It doesn't pass through me. And I get the business side of it. Maybe that's because I'm not ready to go business on it.
Yeah.
And so nothing about it. I always try to plug everybody that has links too. So let me know if you got some other ones you want me to plug on Benchmade stuff, especially.
Yeah.
But I always try to be like, what can I do to help other people out? Because I understand like those affiliates that they offer, and that's the program a lot of companies use. But it would undercut you, let's say, if all of a sudden I was like, oh, I got a 10% discount code for my viewers. You know what I mean? And then
I'm going to interject a little bit here, because Metal Complex explained this to me. And he said that this niche, right, that we're in, if you're going about it as like a full-time creator, like Jared or Metal Complex, right?
Yeah.
He said that, bro, there is more than enough people in it. You have to think about Knife YouTube as not a pond, but an entire ocean of people. And someone who would buy stuff from my links is not the same person who's going to buy from like from like his. And it all depends on what you're trying to do, of course. Like me, I'm a full-time content creator, so like I do need to use this stuff, but I don't think about it as like a famine mentality, kind of, because there's so many people and different people watch us, right? That,
well, I can tell it just from the videos I post.
Yes, it's different people, different commenters, different people, and that's the thing. It's like, if I'm not like pushing you like, dude, you got to get on the affiliate thing, because if that's not what you want to do, because you're DSKFS, bro. That's why, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're DSKFS. That's why, like, you a little bit, you feel like, oh man, I don't want to do the affiliate thing. You know what I mean?
One of the things that I really look at for it is, and this is why a lot of the businesses won't do a discount code versus affiliates, is because it would basically undercut, because somebody's going to go to the website affiliate link that you post because they're like, I love that knife, I want it, I want to support my guy Ray and his beautiful cats and beautiful wife, and they basically would do that. But if all of a sudden I had a discount code, that would undercut what they already have set up with their with their influencers and people that have affiliates.
True.
And so that's why it's like a lot of companies won't do that. And I totally get it. And I totally support it. So we're working out some other things with a couple of those companies, and I'm totally down with that. So literally them being open-minded to kind of like work with me, because I love to support, I love to share information and help other people out and get them right. But then at the same time, I can do something and go, hey, you know what? When you visit here, here's a link right here to my guy. He's got an affiliate link. Support him. You know what I mean? It's good to go. So
that's DSKFS, bro. Do something kind for someone, bro.
Well,
that's definitely you, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
damn.
That's what it is, And I'm sure one day, maybe in 5 years, when all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to crank this up to a business, and I'm going to be like, get your stuff here. Don't go anywhere else,
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Hit the affiliate links in the description. I'm going to do that. I'll get there one day. But.
Bro, what's funny is like I have gone full that person, except for in the podcast, which is funny because when I watch some of these shorts that I make, I'm like, man, I'm so cringe now. But like, you
But
know,
I'll tell you
yeah,
what, I've noticed the difference, and I don't watch as much content as I want to,
yeah,
obviously, because I'm trying to make my own and do my own stuff. But there's certain people, just like yourself and others, that
yeah,
I gotta watch. But I literally, since you have done it,
yeah,
your content has got more like energetic,
yes,
and the like variety is awesome. So
yeah.
like I mean huge props to you for just literally
Thank you,
turning
bro.
up the volume a little bit and turning up
Thank
the
you,
heat
man.
and being like, we're bringing it. Because as soon as I started seeing Protex and Benchmades
Mhm.
and Spider Codes and all these others, and I'm like, dude, Everyday City Carry, he's got it. Because
Yeah,
as you know, just like with Flossie, right? How
yep,
did I find Flossie? I was literally looking to try to buy something, and I'm like, what do I need to do? And I'm like, bro, this guy's got a bunch of views. I'm gonna watch this video. So
yeah.
I click on it, and it's like, hey everybody, what's up? It's your guy Floss back
It's your boy
again with another
Floss.
video. Back on another
So
video.
awesome.
Today we're gonna take a look at this. We got this.
Yeah,
Yo, white
he's the
shoes in the
best.
house.
Yo,
And
word.
I'm like, and so to me, it's like all of a sudden I'm like, and it's just the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. It's even when he has links and other stuff, it's still like you're getting and like he says, he doesn't care. You're
Yeah,
getting the real explanation of it. And just like Benchmade, I'm a huge Benchmade fan, big Benchmade collector, and a lot of people subscribe and watch my channel to see the Benchmade content. But when there's stuff going on, you got to call it as it is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's things happening. You got to be legit about it. It's
yep,
out there.
yep.
So,
That's for sure, man.
so if
Let's
there's
see
any
what
questions you have, let me know.
I do have. I mean, you're the Benchmade guy. Like when I need
Hmm.
to find out something, um,
Right.
I'll always watch your videos. So I saw you did a video on the gold class mini Osborne,
Yes.
and like it looks so sick, bro. Did you
Yes.
own? Do
Let
you
me
own
find
that?
that. I
Do you
do.
own it? Oh my god,
Yeah.
bro! How many gold
So here's
classes
my
do you
thing.
own, bro?
Oh, maybe 10.
What? Oh my god, dude!
About 10, I think.
Oh man, that's
I'm trying to find
crazy.
it actually. I'm like looking. I'm like, where is it? Now that you mention it, where is that knife?
Uh,
Um,
see, gold class mini Osborne. I'm trying to look at how much it
it
is right now.
retails at 750.
700?
Is it 7 or 750?
It says
It might
700
be
on the
7.
BHQ right
700.
now. Oh
700.
my
Okay.
god,
But to
dude.
me, here's the thing. Benchmade a few years ago started doing a limited unlimited is what they call it.
Yep.
Limited unlimited edition gold class every year. So they
Okay.
started doing it with like the bug out, right? And of
Mm-hmm.
course I had to get the bug out. I was like, that's sick, that's legit.
Yeah.
And so get the bug out, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna do this model next, and that model. And I was really hoping for a 940 this year. I'm like, gosh, let's do the 940. And then of course, we went to SHOT Show back in January. They're like, oh, we're doing the 945, and I'm like, oh, the 945. Okay, it's smaller, but it's the same design. And then
That's
I got
so
hands on
funny.
with it. Okay, I found it.
Wow,
So I got
that
hands
is
on with it,
beautiful.
and I'm like, okay, Damasteel. And they kind of went with that like Nordic, Arctic frost look with the, kind of teal thumb stud and bolster. And then you got that
That.
kind of fat
Oh man.
carbon Arctic, scale. And then you got the like 24 karat gold
That's
floating backspacer,
crazy, bro.
you
That's
know.
so crazy.
But at the same time, I get this and I'm like, and people are making comments, ooh, I think it got me a little bit. So that's the only negative. So when I hold these in my hand, I got a
Yeah.
big palm right here. And so
Yes,
when I
the
flip it
palm meat.
closed, it's like, and it just gets you a little nick right there. I felt it, but I don't see any blood, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
good.
That gets you in the palm meat, bro, sometimes.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things with the Deca versus
Mhm.
the bug out, because the Deca cuts out a little bit down here
Yep.
on the back end,
Yep.
and so it does the same thing. But
Oh.
I just have to close it a little bit differently. So I
Yeah.
actually rotate it down here and kind of close it this way, so I
Yep.
don't get the meat. Get the meat,
Get the meat, the
but
palm meat, bro.
just like
That
this
looks
one,
so
right?
nice, man.
So one of the things I had to say is I wish they would have done something different with the pocket clip. I get it. It's the mini split arrow. It's the traditional, pocket clip that came with the 940, but
it's a gold class.
It's a gold class, bro. Like, let's make it like, anodized blue, or let's make it,
24K. 24K.
Right.
Or at least like gold
bling.
anodized or something, like
right. I mean,
something different.
you got this much hanging out of your pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to have that top area looking blingy.
Yes.
So people are like, bro, what's he carrying?
I know.
And then of course, anybody that's carrying that is gonna love to pull it out and show you.
Do you carry it?
Nobody's gonna be like, oh yeah, I carry this one. Yeah.
I would be so scared, dude.
Oh no, dude, no.
It's $700.
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
You gotta, I know people are like, hey, you gotta use your shit, But to me, my biggest thing is I try to save up for these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's and you know what? Probably before they start, moving on to the next model, which because of the delay with all the parts and everything for, the entire world, this one didn't come out till just 2 months ago. It was supposed to come out I don't know, March or something. Oh yeah. So that one got me right here.
Oh snap. Dude, that happens to me with this guy. This is the factor. So it gets me gets me coming out. So I have to be really careful. Like when I do the thumb flick, the reverse flick, it's fine. But when I do this, sometimes it'll get me in the meat, coming out. So I gotta think about it. Yeah. Dude, it gets me in the meat.
At least it's sharp.
Yeah.
The meat. It gets the meat.
It gets me in the meat, bro.
To me, that's one of the things where, you gotta be upfront about it. But I plan for that. So I'll probably sell a couple other knives, and I'll probably buy another one that I can put in my collection, and then I'll have the one that I use as well. Because they're gonna. I think they said they're gonna sell them through March of next year. So I'll try to find another one, and maybe the prices will go down by the end of the year. And, maybe somebody will be like, hey, I want to really sell this one. Or maybe, I've had a few over the years. I had a few dealers reach out, and they're like, hey, we got one left. We're trying to get rid of it so we can buy some more stock,
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, let's do it, But
damn. So you have 10?
Gold class, yeah.
That's insane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 2 of each or something, or
No, a lot of them I just have one.
Okay.
But the bug out, I bought 2 of those because I carried one, and then I wanted to put one in my collection. And then of course the 945, I have 2 of those. But the proper that came out, the gold class proper, I only have one of those.
That's the is that the slip joint?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay,
and then they had the Tengu flipper gold class that came out. So I have a few of those, and just try to work through everything, and
Damn, you have
to me
that?
It's almost, what's that?
The Tengu, you have that?
Yeah, I have one of those.
What?
Yeah. Actually,
the gold class one. I'm looking it up right now. God damn.
Yeah, it's got a shark skin leather sheath.
What? That is crazy,
Little
bro.
Kind of Benchmade embossed.
Oh my god! I was looking on the Blade HQ website, and then I went back to the stream, and then you just have the leather sheath in my face. It's awesome. That is awesome. Oh man, that looks really sick.
Yeah, and I like what they did with this one. It's a Jared Oser design, so you got his labeling on there a little bit. Wow. But they did a dual shield.
Mm-hmm.
So normally his knives only have the one, but on this one they did a dual, and then of course they got the PVD coated backspacer and the Raffier Noble backspacer, sorry, and then the liners are PVD.
That looks awesome.
It's a liner lock. It's pretty wild. Anodized hardware.
That's awesome, dude.
I don't carry this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But I mean, to me, it's one of those I have the standard Tengu flipper, and I don't find myself carrying that one really because it's
I thought the Tengu was short and stubby or something. Oh, this is the Tengu tool. I'm looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
Oh, the tool's the stubby one. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why
But
does this not look like that?
Yeah. So one of the people in our community
Yeah.
actually did a thing where they put a pocket clip on that one, the
Yeah.
Tengu flipper. Man, I know Jared Oster's not a pocket clip guy on his designs. He's more of the put it in a sheath or carry in your pocket. But man, putting a pocket clip on that looked amazing. I was like,
that would be sick.
Yes,
dude.
please.
Damn, you're definitely the Benchmade guy, man. I have to say that. Like 10 gold classes is pretty crazy, man. That's really awesome.
And the thing is, like, there's people out there that just have 100 of amazing Benchmade knives.
They're
like
rich,
that,
bro.
And yeah, and I've met a couple of them, and then somebody else actually met somebody. We were at a show together, and they had stopped by, and somebody from the Benchmade booth is like, whoa, you literally have 100 940s with you? And they're like, yeah, in this roll right here. And so they open this roll up, and there's all these beautiful 940s, and literally my phone starts ringing. And they're like, yo, Zach, you need to get over to the Benchmade booth. We got this guy here with this amazing 940 collection.
Yo,
and I'm like, I'm on my way. So I went over there, and I'm like,
crazy.
It's one of those really cool things, people that collect that stuff. And it's like, oh, it's just awesome. So I love the meetups. We did a meetup here that, Pocket Razors did here in Southern Oregon. Work Sharp Tools hosted it.
That's
and
sick.
it was kind of cool to just get together, find other people nearby. Everybody brings some of their sweet collection, and everybody talks, and you literally just walk around and just like looking at everybody's knives, on the tables and stuff. And then we're like, oh yeah, we're here to learn about some of the Work Sharp tools too.
I wish that I could fucking do that. Like, hey, let's meet up at Central Park next to the Alice in Wonderland statue, and then we'd all get arrested.
It's hosted by NYPD.
I know, right?
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
They jump in. It's like NYC Tony or something,
NYC
and then he ends up being some
undercover
detective
guy
there.
Bro.
Everybody brings their autos and their illegal knives in the city, and then he's like, oh, my friends are here with me too. And you're like, oh,
we
crap.
all just get arrested. It's a video. It comes out on the news. You guys are reading about it on Instagram.
Ray's getting hauled off, dude. The news is there. There's some people filming it. He's like, call Doug Ritter. Call Doug.
Call Doug Ritter.
Tell Doug he needs to get here stat.
They're like taking me away, and I'm like, yo, what's good, YouTube?
Yeah, exactly.
It's your boy Ray.
It's your boy Ray.
Dude, this has been awesome, man. Thank you for sharing this time with me and doing the show. Everyone who's not subscribed to Zach's stuff, please do. Links are going to be in the description. Always an awesome time, like hanging with you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Is there anything, just last minute question of Benchmade that you have a question about?
Let's see if I have anything here. We
so
talked
you're just
about
like,
that.
I've always wanted to know about this, or there's some controversy, or
there was one thing I wanted to ask you. It's not a Benchmade thing, but it's more of a reviewer thing. Like, what's the weirdest thing that a company has reached out to you for?
It was like personal massagers. I mean, and it sticks in my head. I mean, it's like literally, it's like, hey, I'm Joseph. I'm from such and such, and blah blah blah. And like, and the email is legit. The link is legit. And so I like open it separately, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I open it up, like, yeah, we got some products just coming out, and they list like the name of the products, and I'm like, okay. And so I put it in their website, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, probably not the EDC tools that
he's
we're
like,
looking for.
He's like, add to cart.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I mean, hey,
that is so
I'm
funny,
all about checking them out, but I don't know if I do a review on them and post it on my channel. So
that is so
funny. I'm like, I'm gonna have to kindly pass.
So hilarious. I like to ask my reviewer friends that. But dude, thank you so much for doing the show, man. We'll definitely
thanks for having me
again
on,
in
man.
a couple of months, man. This is your boy Ray, and this is Zach Stuff with Everyday City Carry. Saying peace.